What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, the anime channel, Yuri on Ice, episode 5. Now, obviously, I know for a fact everybody will be talking about the main moment of this episode, and that is Yuri's performance, his final figure skating routine. And I gotta say, man, in all honesty, you guys know how critical I am of this series. A lot of you guys don't like it, but that is my opinion. I'm not trying to bash your liking of this series. Let me get that straight. I'm not trying to make you guys say this is the worst series ever, that it's so fucking average, that it's not hyped up to be the best anime of the season. If you guys think it is, that's good. That's your opinion. I'm just stating my opinion. A lot of you guys don't like it, but that's how I feel about this show. Now, the performance was really damn good. It was really good. There was a moment in which I almost felt like I got chills, but see, this is the thing. I'm not sure what is that gave me the chills, because there was so many good things about the performance, but there's one thing I didn't like, and let me get to that first. I feel like Yuri's performances are all the same. They feel the same. They have the same vibe. They have the same atmosphere. They have the same routine. It feels exactly the same, and I don't know how that's gonna play throughout the whole Grand Prix. I hope he changes it a bit. So that is my only real knock on his performance. It feels the same as the other two performances he had. The only difference is that he adds more jumps. He takes more risks, which is obviously the main meaning, the main moral, the main theme of this episode. I'll get to that a little bit later, but continuing with the performance, it feels the same, but overall I did love it. I don't know if it was the music. I don't know if it was Victor's monologue that gave me the chills. I love Victor's monologue as he was performing, man. It added so much more of a distinction of his performance than any other because of that. I love how he was kind of like, he was judging him a little bit. He was criticizing him. Then over time, as he was continuing, he actually he became part of the audience. He wasn't just a coach anymore. He became a fan. I kind of felt like it was that kind of transition as he was performing. So I loved how Victor's view changed also of Yuri. I liked it so much, man. There's a lot of subtle things in this series that I do love. But overall, man, I still do not see why it's ranked number 3. I still don't get it. Like I said, there's some criticism that is to be said of this series, and many reviewers are not saying it because this is the most different anime of the season, man. No anime like this has aired ever, so maybe that's why people are thinking it is the next big thing. They love it so much because it's different. They think animation wise makes an anime a masterpiece, which is not true at all. So yeah, you guys know my problems. I said it last week. I said it in my first review of this series. I'm not going to repeat myself again. If you want to know, look back at those episodes and you'll know. But for as long as I've been talking, this episode was definitely a good episode. I love the performance. So good. Because I love how it was done. Don't get me wrong. I love how everything was focused. How everything was built up. And the conclusion, Victor's monologue was so complementary to Yuri's performance. It added so much more feeling, more emotion to it. It was lovely. It was really lovely and beautiful. I really did appreciate the performance. I just feel like Yuri's performance is the same. So that's how I feel about it. So the main theme, the main thing going on with this episode is Yuri's development. Look, when we first started off with Yuri, everyone said he was just nervous. I classified it as traumatized. The only reason I said traumatized is because if it was nervousness, that'd be a stupid reason to fail so many times. He's 25, he's 24, I forget, one of those two ages. He's been skating since he was little, so I would have thought this nervousness, if it was something so little, he would have gotten over it a long time ago. Everybody's nervous. That's not a new thing. It's not something brand new to a athlete. Everybody gets nervous. So if you're going to build it up to something he can't get over for all these years, there has to be something more than nervousness. So that's why I thought it was traumatized of something. So if it's just nervousness, it's not a good reason to fail so many fucking times. Everybody gets nervous. But he's able to accomplish it. He gets through it. And the way he gets through it is what really impressed me of Yuri's character. Yuri was introduced as a clumsy, nervous goofball, pretty much. He couldn't perform at the big stage, and that's why he always stuck with the basic routine. He was a basic character, a basic performer, and with a basic personality. But ever since Victor came in, he changed him so much that he's not the same person anymore. And this episode was the climax to that change of persona. Yuri is now able to perform something different. He's able to give out different performances with different styles. So Victor was telling pretty much Yuri to go back to his basics, because they had a performance like a warm-up kind of thing, which counted to the final score of the whole tournament. And he didn't do that good. Minami did way better. He was the main rival for this arc. And that's another thing I'll get to a little bit later. But so Minami pretty much beat him with the first routine. Then we go on with the second one, in which Victor tells Yuri, hey, cut it down, focus more on your basic techniques, refine those techniques, and focus less on flashy moves and jumps. Just focus on what you're good at, and you will do good. That's what Victor tells him, which is very contradicting to what he was meant for from the very beginning. But that's just Victor trying to be a good coach. He cares about Yuri. He's trying to get him through this. But that's when he sees Minami perform his second routine, which inspired him, which is funny because Minami was inspired by Yuri. So it's a little vice versa thing going on, which I loved. So Yuri sees that Minami is taking those risks, and he doesn't care if he fails, because he knows as long as he tries his best, he will be proud of the performance he did, which inspires Yuri and completely ignores Victor's coaching. And then Victor's in the background going, wait, this reminds me of something. It's him. That was hilarious. So Yuri's personality, his character, completely did a 180 in this episode. He took all those risks. He did as many jumps as I could count. Like, he did so many jumps. He did more jumps in this routine than he did in his past 5 performances combined. So he was out there, not in his original character, but he's out there doing everything he could, taking all these risks, making all these jumps, making all these spins. And that made him win, because he is now a different character. I love the build-up. I love how it all climaxed in this one performance. So in the end, man, Yuri is somebody completely different. Now he's able to freely go out and perform to his heart's content. Be able to take those risks and not care if he fails, because he knows, even if I fail, in the end of the day, I'm having fun. And that's the main thing that he was missing in his performances. He was missing fun, which is related to the love of Victor. So he's a completely different person now, and I love how it was done throughout these 5 episodes. There was 3 performances, one by Minami, which in my opinion stuck out the most. His performance was so different from any other performance I've seen in this series so far. I actually did like it. That was the only performance that I thought was different from every other we've seen. So yeah, hopefully we see more variety of performances throughout this whole Grand Prix, and hopefully Yuri changes his style up again, because like I said, it looks repetitive. Yeah, I'm getting repetitive saying he looks repetitive, so I'll stop with that once and for all right now. So 3 performances, they were all good. And if you compare Yuri's first performance in this episode and to the last one, you don't see a difference in routine, but you see a difference in the attitude he gives out. He looked so much more confident, and that's saying something, because in episode 3 when he battled Yurio, he kind of resembled that, but this was 10 times more to that. So yeah, you could see a big difference in the first performance of this episode to the last of Yuri's. So not in routine, but in demeanor. Victor and Yuri love each other so fucking much, man. Like, every episode there is a Yao moment, and this Yao moment was definitely the hugs they gave each other. There was so much going on with their romance, and the thing that made me laugh the most is the fact that their romance was covered more than the actual performances of these athletes, which was hilarious. Like, in the background, you can see all these people just looking at them going, wow, that's pretty hot. Like, they're all blushing and shit. So next week he's gonna be facing his friend. Look, I don't know his name. I'm not gonna try pronouncing that name. It's a mouthful. I'm not gonna even bother. And I'm not gonna even bother guessing what race he is because I might sound racist. So I'm just gonna call him FaceTime Friend. So yes, Yuri's gonna be facing FaceTime Friend. That match is gonna be pretty hype. We know that he is actually pretty good. He made it to I don't know if it was semifinals or finals, but he got pretty far. He's good. He's elite. He's way better than the people he faced in this episode. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see how he changes his style, maybe, or he's gonna be the same. Hopefully, it's not gonna be exactly the same like last time, but yeah, hopefully he changes something. The performance was definitely the highlight. It was so good. The OST was beautiful, beautiful. Like, if I could download it, I would download it and listen to it all day. It was so fucking good. I love the OST. If it ever comes out, I'm gonna download it ASAP. Really growing more attached to Yuri. By the end of it, man, when he was talking to the camera, when he was getting his plaque, when he was getting his first place trophy, he was looking at the camera and like just looking. I'm pretty sure he knew Yuri. I mean, he knew Victor was looking at the TV, so he was looking at the camera directly and saying, "I love you." You know, he just kept on mentioning love. Like, love is my new thing. It's what's gonna be my theme for my next performance. It's what inspired me to become this new me. And he was pretty much saying it directly to Victor, and their romance developed even more. We got literally 2 seconds of Yurio, so I'm not gonna even bother saying any of that, man. Such a shame, man. Such a shame. So yeah, 2 seconds of him. I love how he's focusing everything on love, because that's what he was missing in his performance from the very start, man. Love. And ever since Victor came, man, Yuri became a completely different person because of that. And I like those kind of things, man. I really do. Victor changed them for the best. And yeah, man, it's going to be hard to say who's going to win, Yurio or Yuri. But from what it looks like, I think it's going to be Yuri. He is the main character, but I really do like those twists in some sports anime in which you think the main character is going to win, but they don't. I think the best example would be Pokemon. You know, Ash never fucking wins the World League thing. So, and with ping pong. So, yeah. I don't know what kind of route this will take. If it'll be the cliche route, or they're going to add a twist at the very end. We'll see how that goes. So, yeah, I can't wait for the next episode. It's going to be a very good performance again. And, yeah, man, what do you guys think of this episode? If I missed anything, I'm sorry, because I actually do take notes on every episode I watch. I take it on my iPhone. The thing is, I was clearing some space up, and I ended up deleting it. So, I had a lot of things mentioned for this episode, but you know, I do my reviews as soon as I see the episode, because I need more time to do homework, to catch up on my work, you know. So, yeah, if I miss anything, I'll probably mention it next week, because there is a lot to say about this series, because it's a very entertaining series. I still don't get the hype, but yeah, we'll see. Leave me your thoughts down below, guys, because I got to go. See you on the next video. Sayonara.